It's 9 o'clock hour. It's Monday, June 24th. This Saturday, there is a special musical. There's only one show, so I want to invite all of you guys. We actually going to have an interview with these two people behind the scene. The first one is a producer, Linda Jo, and then the second one is actually the book and lyrics, who's in charge of all these things, Marcus Terrell Smith of a musical, Accidental Joy. Welcome, guys. 안녕하세요.
안녕하세요.
Hi, everyone. Good morning.
안녕하세요. So, all right. Okay, so different microphone because we never really had a two interview in this radio station. Welcome to Be Korea.
Thank you for having us.
All right. So maybe Linda, you gonna have a little closer to the microphone just in case. Mm-hmm. All right, much better. All right. Hi guys.
Hi.
All right. So we're gonna talk about musical. As I mentioned a little before, musical is very popular for Koreans in Korea. It's very popular for last several years. Here, it's going to be a little different because we have a language barrier. Mm-hmm. Well, tell me first about Accidental Joy.
Well, it bloomed out of a meeting between myself and our awesome composer, Robbie McDonald. Uh-huh. And basically, it tells a story of self-discovery, of self-worth, understanding yourself. It's about a middle-aged underachiever who sacrifices everything to get in the good graces of this spiritual guru who comes to town. Uh-huh. And so she works through a bad marriage. The love of her life comes back. She ends up getting a couple people killed in the process, but she finds herself in the end. And it's a super funny, super dark comedy that we're excited to put on for the LA audience. Right.
Well, LA is such a versatile audience, so it's gonna be a little different than any other market. So Linda Shi, you're Korean. Oh, so that's why we have some kind of a mutual friend and have some connections. So it's like, I'm gonna invite you for the show. So how do you get involved in this project, Linda?
So I actually saw the first the show that they had back last year in April, and I went to support as a friend and listened to the music and saw the story, and I just fell in love with the show. And so I immediately Marcus was like, hey, I need a producer, and so I came on board. And now it's been a year since, and we've been progressively moving very quickly. And so this Saturday, June 29th at the Montalban Theater at 8 p.m. we will be having the one show, and it is a workshop production. So essentially you'll see the whole show. It's very limited costumes and scenery, but you'll see the entire show from beginning to end.
Why it's a limited costume? It's just the direction you're going?
No, it's because in this scale of the production, we don't have a budget. So workshop essentially mean this is how we're going to put on the show for the audience, but we'll have very minimal costumes, very minimal sets. So we encourage everyone to use their imaginations.
Oh, well, that's a good way to approach it. Yeah, so you're very honest about, low budget and all this kind of stuff. And then I know Americans say, because if you really love to do certain things that you want to make it happen, call passion project. This is a part of a passion project?
Exactly.
Yes.
Exactly.
But I think it's good, especially in this industry, to be transparent because as artists, I think a lot of people that's not within the entertainment industry, they don't realize that what we go through is that this is what we do. You have to work as a volunteer for free because we are doing it as a passion project. I have a full-time job. I'm a producer in the industry, and this is something I'm doing on the side. So, we're still hustling, trying to raise money. And so if we waited until we got money to do the show, it would never happen.
Right.
Exactly.
Right.
So, we're out there, Marcus and I, working hard to make sure, hey, we need a theater. We need people to be in this show so that we can showcase it for the audience.
And also in LA, LA is not considered a theater town. And so me and Linda were trying to change the dynamic of that, especially as being minority producers who are on a show, being able to show that theater can make a comeback here. It's a movie town, but
because LA is very film and television.
Right.
So trying to get audiences and people especially in LA, to come out to go to a theater on a Saturday night is very difficult, especially in LA. People don't walk a lot here. Everyone's parking is expensive. I understand. So, we're trying to change how LA is, the scope of LA.
Yeah, because compared to New York, and there's like a great area called the Broadway. So at least people come to see all these different musicals and then performances and stuff. And then sometimes I go to Las Vegas to see all those kind of things.
Yep.
But LA is not the first choice. But I know there are a lot of great musicals and performance all throughout the city in Los Angeles. It's just a little hidden, so we have to just look very more carefully.
Exactly.
Right,
Yes.
right. So, I'm kind of curious about your journey, you two journey, how to get to this point. Because, even though it's a one show, a theater in Hollywood, and then have all these make people to do their job in some part, it's not an easy task.
That's not
No.
at all.
Yeah, so tell me a little bit about your journey.
I guess I'll start.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that road to this one show is extensive, and it's long, and it's a lot of work, and it's very difficult. We're talking about constant emails, outreach to people, meetups. I don't know.
Yeah.
Can you?
Yeah. So
There's so much. There's
There's
so much you
involved.
forget.
Yeah,
You
so-
forget. A lot of arguments.
Yes.
Oh.
it's all just
Uh-huh.
it's all a process. Anybody knows who's starting basically a startup is what we've essentially done here.
It's like
Right.
entrepreneurial business.
Right, right, right. Of course, of course.
So
of
me and
course.
Robbie started out. We just said, "Hey, we want to do something different and something amazing." I myself, I was in the Book of Mormon, the Broadway show for 3 years, and so I understand the impact that a musical can have on a society. And so me and Robbie wanted to do something super big and different about it. And so then we decided we wanted to do, we wrote this show, and then we said, we're going to go to a yoga studio. and that's for the first show she came here.
Oh,
To
really?
see it
Last
was,
year.
yeah.
Wow.
And so we went to Yoga Works and put on a big show.
Very
in the
different than
room.
what we're doing now.
Exactly.
Right,
different.
And
right.
so very small scale, still was a packed house. We were very happy about it. But we learned, the ins and outs of what it's going to take to go to the next step. She
Right.
came in with all of her knowledge. Linda came in. And so then we got invited to go to New York. So we submitted for the New York
We got
musical.
selected as part of the official selection of the New York Musical Festival last year in
Wow.
2018. So right when I joined the team to go to New York to showcase there.
Right.
Wow. They're doing as a passion project, and then what about the cast members? When you bring everybody to go to New York, of course, you need some money and then, stay there, all that kind of stuff. But people actually had some adjust the schedule to be there?
Yes.
Yes. So the cast has continuously changed throughout
Oh, okay.
since we've joined because for internal reasons, and also some didn't work out, schedules changed.
Right.
In terms of going to New York, everyone really, it was actually very surprising because the team at the time, the cast, they all paid their own money to go, and we were there
Wow.
for a week. So hotel and flights, everyone spent their own money, and
They loved it so
and
much.
coming from our leadership, a lot of it is we relayed that, look, just as much as we need you, you need us, and this is a team, a dual effort, and so this is an opportunity.
Right.
And so if you want to take this opportunity, let's all go there and let's kill it. Let's be amazing. But we said, hey, it's up to you guys, because the truth is that we don't have the budget. So if we did, we would love to take you. We would love to accommodate, but that wasn't the situation at the time. So we were really surprised. I mean, out of, I don't know how many people.
We have like 20 people. It's a
Wow.
very
and
large
maybe
cast.
13 people all went to New York. So
Yeah.
it was pretty amazing.
Wow.
It's just performers love to perform.
Right, right,
if
right.
You know it's something that's in you, that it's a passion that's in you. You're going to do what it takes to get there. And
But then from New York, we came back, and then we were like, okay, we have to do a show in LA coming off that momentum. And so we were able to do a sold out reading at the Belasco Theater last October.
Oh,
and the
in downtown.
In downtown, yes. And we started with the reading. So essentially it's like there's a narrator, and you're holding your script and you're reading it to the audience. So it's like, oh, Kelly
For the
and
story.
Linda are
Yeah.
having a conversation, and then we would have a conversation. And then from that, we had our industry entertainment colleagues who attended the show that saw it and wanted to help us, and so we were able to record the demos, which we will be playing here very shortly.
Yeah.
And then from that, we were, because of the demos, which is we needed that to pitch to industry and to theaters, and so we pitched that, and that's how we ended up with the Montalban Theater, who's helping us put on this next show. So it's all a progression.
Right.
Everything
All
we're
the
doing is another
secrets
step
of
and is
that.
another step, and hopefully with this show on Saturday at the Montalban, that'll help us get to the next step, and the next
Right.
step would ideally be being in a regional theater,
Regional theater, so it's San Diego, Denver,
like a big theater.
you know, a big theater, and have a extended run, maybe 8 weeks or something like
so
that.
that we can do more shows.
Yeah. So you guys are really kind of doing very solid step by step. Yeah. So you guys definitely have your strengths to go to a next level. All right. Let's listen to one of your songs at the musical Accidental Joy. Can we start with the opener number?
Yes.
Sure.
Yeah. All right. Let's hear
It's
from
called
the musical Accidental Joy.
Find
Find
Myself.
Find Myself.
Something was holding me back, 'cause I couldn't see I'm more than what I lacked.
Worn out from kicking my own ass. All 7 chakras out of whack. Now, honey, I know that feeling. Sometimes up, sometimes down. Mostly spinning all around. Life is in the revealing. Thank God, he's back in town.
I'm suddenly starting to find myself. Take it from me, there can be nobody else but
Spiritual, beautiful me, love. Leave the pale.
I was hanging around with the voices in my head.
They won't get us sat down.
And those bitches stuck around.
Eve spoke metaphysical words. Now I'm thinking those instead. Careless feet firmly planted on the ground. Suddenly starting to see myself. She set me free. There can be nobody else but spiritual, beautiful me, love.
Wait a minute. The guru with the power has brought you here this weekend to get that healing touch. What do you plan to do with it?
I plan to laugh louder, love longer, and give lots of body contact.
That better not be all.
I plan to finally forgive my daddy for walking out 10 years ago.
He's 47, y'all.
I love her, man. I just love her.
Don't we all?
To the paradise place where the sky is blue and the water's great.
Take 'em up.
Fill me up with that paradise feeling when my lights on low when I need some healing.
Suddenly starting to find myself. Take it from me, there can be nobody else but spiritual, beautiful me. Love, you're the ineffable beauty, ineffable, wonderful, powerful me.
Everyone, rub your hands together for the most awesome, most amazing, the all-around most in life. Neve Lapel.
All right. Well, somebody is coughing. And that's not a problem. And then I make Marcus blushing.
Yes.
All right, so that was the opening number from musical Accidental Joy. So actually, the Joy is this character's name.
Yes,
Right?
main character.
Okay, tell me about the Joy's character.
So, Joy is someone who's always tried to see herself in the best light that she can. She knows that she's meant for great things in the future, but she just has, she's not the best at knowing how to get what she wants.
She's not polished.
She's not a polished person.
That's
you know?
a good way to say it, right?
So
okay.
she relies on her own understanding of the world to be able to, to try to succeed. She's
So how can I say it in Korean? Like underachiever, like 별 볼 일
Underachiever?
없어?
Yeah.
Underachiever. She tries very hard. She wants to fit in.
Yeah.
Right? She wants to be popular. She wants to be beautiful. She wants to be a lot
Loved.
of things. Yeah, she wants to be loved, but she's not.
She's not there yet.
She's looking for other people to
For
find
validation.
Validation. So whether it's if I look to someone else to validate me, to love me, so that's what she is. She's looking to somebody else for the answers.
She had a rough childhood.
Okay.
Her mother was never really that nice to her.
Yeah.
And so that had a bad effect. She was always in the out crowd growing up. So she has one friend, her husband, Ned. They're married just for convenience. But I know. And so she's the only support system. He's the only support system she has. And she knows that there's a guy named Lance who's out there who she loves and would love her back if he just knew the real her. And so he comes back in the picture, and she does what she can to make that happen. And
Right.
accidental mistakes happen. Hence
Different
the name.
incident is happening during act.
Yeah.
Okay, so at the end, I mean, no spoiler alert, but did she find something at the end?
She has a full
Yep,
arc
so
as a character.
The whole story is that at the end, she finds herself, and she finds joy, and she finds purpose. And I think the whole story is sort of an arc to what our lives are, right? We go through this journey. It's a coming of age story. So, we screw up, we mess up.
Right.
And at the end, we find ourselves, and that's how we learn, and that's how we grow. So you have to watch the show to see what happens all in the middle, which is where all the fun happens.
All right. So you write this story,
Correct.
right? Right. So what's your inspiration?
Well,
It's somebody's friend's story, or
first it was Book of Mormon, because if you've seen Book of Mormon, anybody has. It's a very out there show. It's very irreverent. It's very it's the South Park people, so it has a lot of adult themes and stuff like that.
Yes.
So I wanted to write something that was fun and as an escape from this political climate we're in to the things that are happening in America right now. And then when me and Robbie were talking about it, we came across this this movie called Kumare. It was basically about a guru who kind of tricks these people into thinking that he's a real guru, but he's just a filmmaker, and so these people follow him. And they, sacrifice everything to make sure they abide by his teachings. And at the end, he tells them basically, "No, I am not a real guru. The guru you seek is in you." And so we kind of wanted to model that and be like, okay, this would be a fun show that we've never seen somebody do this on stage, and at the same time want to do something big and irreverent and Broadway status. So we married the two, and Linda came on, and now we're here. Yeah.
of course. So Linda she, so did you? I know you're from Los Angeles, right?
Yes,
from
born
here.
and raised.
Born and raised, and then you're perfect bilingual, Korean and English.
I can definitely understand very well, and I can speak it, but I get a little shy.
And then you studied the kind of a related area, but I'm gonna wear some Korean hat, okay?
Yes.
So what did your Korean parents say when you say, "Oh, I'm gonna be in an entertainment industry as a producer"?
It's funny because my parents have always supported me from day one.
Really?
Everyone in my family knows I am the strongest, most vocal person. I think all my friends, everyone knows. Whatever I say, I do. Whatever I want to accomplish, I go after. And so I think I was like 5 years old and I said, I saw E.T. E.T. was my first movie I saw in a theater. And it's one of my favorite movies. And I said, I want to do that. I don't know how they made that alien move, but I want to do that. And so since then, I knew that I was always going to do work in entertainment. And my parents have always supported me from day one. They are not the very traditional typical Korean parents. So I, unfortunately, or for the audience, I don't have any stories that my parents objected, and they support me. I went to USC Film School, best film school, and then I went to NYU, and this is what I've been doing. Has not been easy, but this is what I love.
Wow. Well, I mean, you're very lucky you have a supportive Korean parents.
I mean, my aunts and uncles, they're probably listening right now. They wanted me to go to law school. I know I would have been a great attorney. I do really appreciate law, but no, film school. I want to work in entertainment. This is what I'm doing, and I'm going to continue doing it.
Well, I mean, entertainment industry, we need more people like you, who's Korean, who is a very, vocal, very straightforward woman, and, more people in the industry, and then more door will be open, right?
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
I think for me, being in the industry, it's not just about film and TV that I appreciate, and especially in the entertainment business. What's important to me is, as a woman, and as a Korean American woman, the visibility, diversity, representation, that's very important to me, and I fight for it every single day.
Oh, wow. You are a fighter. All right. Well, what about you, Marcus? What did your parents want you to do when you grew up?
My parents were
just a shorter version.
Shorter version. So my parents are both engineers, and so they wanted me to. I was going to be a biomedical engineer. It was either that or law school, kind of the same way. But then I did my first play in college, and I said, this is what I want to do. And so I changed my major to musical theater.
Wow.
And then did that. And I went to the Actor Studio Drama School in New York to pursue it. And then it's been just theater, film, TV ever since. And my parents, after I got my first big show, they were like, oh, okay, I guess you can do this. I guess it's okay. But they've always been supportive. They've been at every single show,
right,
in some way, shape, or form, and just have always been supportive.
Right. Well, I mean, parents are universal, I guess. It's they're kind of okay until you have some breaks and stuff.
Yeah.
But I mean, they're always worried about you.
They're just worried because they don't want to see you, not make it, right? They want to see you successful and live a comfortable life. But success is so different for so many people. So
Right. So for this Saturday show, is like what's the age limit to go to the show? Is there any age limit?
We would say
probably. We will
say probably it has some language in it. It has
it's
high school, so probably 15 and older would be great. So it has some language, has some adult situations. So probably wouldn't want to bring 5-year-old. Don't bring the babies. Get a babysitter.
Not a lot, but there are some cuss words and adult situations. So,
little bit.
A lot of families are very open. So if you want to have conversation with your children, please bring them. I mean, but suggested is don't be a teenager.
Right. But it's definitely a person. It could be any of us is looking for answers in life. The whole musical is about it, and then the approach it sounds like a dark comedy. So it could be not all serious, and then it could be very kind of a little light.
It's funny.
Yes, it's
funny.
It is.
It's a funny show. It's a big.
It's very relatable. So as you're watching it, there's very dark, funny, twisted moments. But when I watch it, I was like, wow, that could be me. That could be you. And when you tie it back to your life. So with that said, you can. There's a lot of themes in there that can be relatable to every single person.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's hear one more song. What's the next number called "Share It with a Man"?
Yes.
Okay. Could you explain a little bit about it? Which scene?
Yeah. So this is Share with the Man on the Moon, and basically the guru Neve Lapel. She's a spiritual guru that's leading everybody. She's leading all of her followers on a moon bath burden purging ceremony. So each of these people have a funny problem they're working through, and she's cleansing them of this burden. So.
All right. Let's hear it.
Share your dreams with the moon, he is listening.
Give your cares to the moon. He hears you.
Just make a wish and put it in the fire. Share the sacred kiss and let your heart run wild. Share it with the man on the moon. Don't be mad about it. Let him wash your cares away.
Share it with the moon.
Open up your heart. We're on our way to a place above the world. We're not afraid to share it with the man on the moon. Don't forget about it. Let him know the dreams you've made.
On this special night,
Here on our astral plane.
your dreams will take flight.
Here on our astral plane.
I'm not a person who likes to talk about myself, but I feel so safe here. I've been holding on to a secret that I'm desperate to let go of. I was just a child when it all began. My fear of the commode, my hamster's blood on my hands. See, the tub was too big, the sink was too small. So bath time in the potty was the next best call. I went to dry her off, but not on the clean towels. So a minute in the dryer would surely dry her out. But when I opened the door, she was burnt to a crisp. Now I air out my clothes and jar my own piss.
There are no judgments here.
I want to share.
Me too.
Though your past may differ, the universe has brought you to this single moment. Let go of all doubt and be.
The French call it the little death,
I wanna die.
but I say bigger the better.
Big black death
Gave me 10 inches of life,
gave me 10 years worth of crying.
then broke my heart with a dear John letter.
Daddy left. I gave my all for the first time. I worshipped him like a god. To find out now that he never loved me. It's hard. It's so hard.
Make a wish and put it in the fire. Share the sacred kiss and let your heart run wild. Share it with the man on the moon. Don't be mad about it. Let him wash your cares away.
Touch of the breeze, stirring the branches.
I gotta start my
Song
band.
of the earth we'll sing.
Could it be better this way?
To the night, heavenly
The stars
bodies,
above.
soaring on silver wings.
They are coming my way.
Shining on everything. Now we're riding on moonbeams.
Help me try to connect.
High in the clouds.
The stars We're not coming down. I'll make a wish, my one desire. Prove that only one can set this world on fire. I'll be like the man on the moon. They won't forget about you. Soon it's gonna be my day.
We're on our way to a place above the world. We're not afraid to share it with the man on the moon. Don't forget about it. Let him know the dreams you've made.
On this special night,
Here on our astral plane.
Let it burn tonight.
dreams will take flight.
On our astral plane.
Let it burn tonight.
Touch of the breeze, stirring the branches, song of the earth we'll sing.
All right. That was from musical Accidental Joy. One of the numbers called "Share It with the Man." Man, there are. It's hard to believe it's all passion project.
Yes.
Yeah. So, tell me about some other characters. So you keep talking about they're all very distinctive characters, have very funny side, and they kind of mix each other and bump into each other and create some funny incident. So could you tell us about some characters' personality and stuff like that?
Sure. So the show actually is a big cast. We have 20 cast members. And the story, the main title is Joy. However, so in this song that you just heard, Share with the Man on the Moon, it's essentially there's all these characters who basically have, they have problems. So, for example,
what kind of problems?
So it could be anything from one of the characters' name is Gail, and when she was a kid, she was washing her pet hamster, and she didn't know because she was a child, and she put it in the dryer, and the pet hamster died. So now she has this trauma, and so she can't go to the bathroom, so she pees in like a cup. And in jars. And so that's one of the, and it, actually there is somebody we know that had this kind of similar problem.
Really?
And yeah, and so that actually it was mirrored sort of off of that, based on a true story. And then another character, he's 47 or 45 years old, and his dad left when he was like 10, and he's still living with this trauma that he doesn't have a dad. And another character in the show is this guy who is married and has a kid, and he's just living his old days of being a rock star. And so he's blaming his wife, blaming his child that he's no longer a rock star. So these are all these people in the show that have these sort of problems that and then they all want to escape the world, and they go to this retreat, and this guru, the spiritual guru, is saying, okay, we're gonna all release our energy in this spiritual bath by the moon, and please let it all out, then I'm gonna heal you. So that's what this song is about. So each of the characters singing is saying, I have this problem, please heal me, please fix me. And so it's the same retreat that this main title character Joy goes to, because she wants to be popular and she wants to be loved, and so that's what the song was about.
Okay. Well, now I kind of understand more and more about this musical. So, Linda, you're producer of this musical.
Yes.
For like me, those of who doesn't know what the producer do on musical, what's the producer's role?
So that's a funny question. So in the perfect world, I guess let's say we have a budget and we're in a studio or we're in a company, a producer's role would be big picture. So I would be hiring, and I would be doing contracts, and I would be managing the budget of the show. And but as an entrepreneur, because this is a startup type of business, my role as a producer is everything from being like the team mom. So everything from making sure we have food, making sure we have rehearsals, and again, we are a 20-person cast. We are a big, very big cast and show, and so everything from when we do rehearsals, I go and buy bananas and apples for everybody, just trying to take care of our team as much as we can. We pitch to everything from emails to pitching to oh my gosh, sometimes I forget, you're a mom, so
everything,
literally everything.
Wow.
Doing contracts, doing just phone calls. You don't sleep. I have a full-time producing job outside of this passion project. So when my full-time job ends, I go straight into my passion project. So you do everything.
So for your full-time, you're also a producer?
Yes.
Okay. So what kind of a producer? It's probably a little different kind of a producer.
Yes, it's very different. I'm a studio producer, so I produce big budget events, but the difference is that I have a corporate budget, so I get to hire a big team. I have a team of 30 people. I recently produced for 4 years for AEG. They're one of the biggest sports entertainment companies.
Right.
And they're located downtown, and I was oversaw all of the hospitality and operations. So I had a big 25-person team for Tour of California. It's like the biggest pro cycling race in Northern America. So I was doing that. I also produce, like, for the Oscars. I work with the Oscars. I work with Golden Globes. I work for the NBA. These are all things I do freelance. And right now I produce full-time for esports.
Man, I mean, you have so many hats only for like the daytime job. This is for your passion project. I mean, do you sleep?
I don't sleep. I probably sleep like 4 hours a night. It's pretty normal at this point. But, you know, I always say, if you don't love it, you know, you're not going to be able to do this.
Right.
And, yeah, I'm trying to be better about self-care.
Wow.
Trying to be better.
Yeah, I think, you know, if you have to choose sleep and food, probably
Food. Food, for sure.
I'll choose sleep.
I'm like, definitely food before sleep.
Yeah, I mean, you're probably used to it. You know, getting used to these have kind of a crazy schedule, right? Man. All right. So let's talk about some cast members. So you have about 20 cast members.
Yes.
I'm just wondering, they're pretty much versatile, or they're mostly Americans? Is there any Asians, Koreans?
We don't. They're all. It is diverse, but we don't have any Asian except for me. And I'm the boss.
You're not
I'm
the
boss,
guest, right?
Yeah, we did put it out on LA Casting so that we could have Asian Americans audition for the lead role, but we got a few, but we didn't have any follow through, so unfortunately it didn't work out. We did actually, before I joined last year, we had a Japanese American guy who played one of the lead roles, but he actually got recruited to go on a big show. So good luck. I mean, congrats to him.
Okay. Well, you know, I'm just wonder why there's like a less Asian cast or Asian actors or even musical actors in a theater world. Maybe they don't have enough information because of a language barrier. What do you think?
I'm not sure. You know, I posted it online on our social media, and we also did through like some of the biggest casting, you know, sites. But we did get a lot of people who were interested. But when we followed up, say, hey, come to the audition. You know, we'd like to see some audition tapes. We just didn't get any follow through. So, you know,
so they didn't even show up.
No.
They are interested.
They're interested, yeah, but we didn't get audition tapes. And some of them we did, and then we reached out and said, hey, please come, or please contact us back, and we didn't get any follow through. And for me, again, as a Korean American woman, that's very important to me, that I want visibility and diversity in this show. And so, I mean, trust me when I say we tried. But again, this cast, again, it'll continuously change. And so when we have another opportunity, I would love to tell you, Kelly, and
of course,
maybe we can, you know, air it here on the radio for auditions.
Right. So, all right. So, I mean, you know, that's important. We already have a Korean producer, so there are more participation from the Asian American side. I think it's very important because now we see movies and TV series more Asian actors and actresses than maybe even 5 years ago.
Oh,
right?
yes, definitely. Like when I was going to film school, I didn't have any, you know, there wasn't as many representation as now. I mean, now, you know, even with the success of Crazy Rich Asians, you know, there's more visibility in this industry.
Right.
But again, we're not there yet. There's so much, it's a very long ways to go. And for me, working especially in LA and trying to grow myself in this business, it's been very difficult, but it doesn't mean that, you know, we're giving up, but there is still a long ways to go.
Right. I mean, for my experience, and then I came here from Seoul, Korea, and then sentence I most oftenly said, 영어 잘 못해요.
Yes.
It's like I don't speak English that well. I always said that, but I quickly realized that there's so much versatility and then variety of different people, and how important we keep our heritage and tradition. So it could be maybe 20 years ago, whatever, you know, being Asian is not a most beneficial thing in Hollywood, but it's changing,
important,
right?
It's important to keep your culture and
Right.
heritage. So, like for example, when Sandra Oh won I think it was the Emmy this year.
Yeah.
And or was it Emmy? Yeah, Emmy. And so she was like the first Asian American in over, I don't know, like 20, 30, whatever
Right,
years.
right.
I was so proud because she went up on stage and said, to her parents, 감사합니다, and I thought that's what I want to do.
Yeah, and then the mom
Yes,
were
they were the
humble
and they're like bowing, and I just thought that was so important.
Right.
And we need that more of that in this industry.
As we all of us know, we always hang out in Koreatown at nighttime. There's so many norabangs and Koreans, I mean, overall Asians, they're all great singers and performers. And I'm just surprised that they don't really end up, at stage. They all, I mean, maybe even 25% of people who's going to Norabang, they can go to,
Right.
stage and they can rock it, right?
I mean, I kind of wondered if maybe it was because we are not outside of our sort of our circle. Not a lot of people know us yet.
Yeah.
But the thing is, that's the beauty of starting a project from the ground up, is that
Right.
eventually we're going to get there.
Right, right,
we're
right.
not overnight. We're not a Hamilton overnight, right?
Right,
we
right,
have to
right.
work hard to get there. So, I would really love to see that support from the community. I mean, the next time we have an audition, would love and have people to show up and
So what do you think we should do for next step?
I think I will definitely bring it to you, and maybe we can announce it here that we're having a formal audition. Let's say, for example.
It's just to get the words out more and more.
Exactly, get it out directly to the community versus, we did put it on the sort of American sites, not really Korean, let's say Korean focused sites. So maybe we'll do it differently that way and see what the turnout is.
Okay. And I mean, we talk about some, Koreatown and Noraebang a little bit. So you said you call yourself you are Korean American for yourself. How important you being not just American, Korean American to be successful in this industry, you think?
Well, definitely within entertainment here, to succeed here, you still have to understand the nuances and how entertainment works here, right? So for me as a Korean American, I mean, again, just constantly fighting for the visibility.
Right.
So that means whether I'm working as a full-time producer at my corporate job or whether I am building this passion project from the ground up with Marcus, it's I'm doing it for something bigger.
Right.
Because again, there is not a lot of Korean American producers like that's producing a musical.
Right.
I mean, if there's people that are behind the scenes or actors, but not many that are actually producing from the ground up. So I want to be a representation of that.
So, I've seen both of those people, like one kind who are Asian in American world, and they try to get rid of their being Asian and then really try to blend in American corporate world or any kind of American world. And then there's other people, they try to be really kind of make them stand out being Asian. Which one is better? Which one are you?
I don't think neither is better, but I always go do what is more comfortable to you. I don't ever, people who know me, I don't try to become one or the other. I am Korean American. I am Korean, but I was born here in Los Angeles. So I'm a Korean American. And for me, it's, embracing both of that, right? Because because I haven't lived in Korea, I don't know that, how that culture is there. I know Korea based on, what I am. And so I think it's just continuously just being who you are. And again, I don't think there's a need to be one or the other to stand out in this industry. Like for me, I'm a vocal person. I will continue to be vocal. And, at the end of the day, if people don't know about my culture, I'm happy to explain it. It's just education. So, I think but at the end of the day, be who you are.
You're right. That's very like a right answer, textbook answer, right?
But it's true though.
It is
you
true.
Have to, for me, again, me as a Korean American, like I tell my friends all the time, you got to go to Koreatown, you got to go do this, go to Noraebang with me, and I teach that to my friends. But now my friends actually know more than I do because K-Town is so hot, right? Everyone wants to hang out in K-Town,
right?
Yeah.
Right. So you say you're born here. So have you ever been to Korea?
I've been twice. But most of my family is all here in Los Angeles now.
And then what's your impression about Korea? Like, it might be
I will
different.
definitely. So last time I was in Korea was 1996, and I
Oh.
went there specifically to see HOT. It's very long ago. If for listeners who don't know, it's
HOT.
90s K-pop.
Uh-huh.
This was like bigger than BTS at the time.
Right,
Yeah,
right.
It's different generation now. But I was culture shock because I was born and raised here, and so seeing everybody in uniforms but I feel like if I went now, it's so different. Yeah, I haven't been. I'm gonna go in the next couple years to visit.
Oh, that's going to be quite different. So you're a HOT fan. So you're early K-pop fan. So
Yes.
you grew up listening to K-pop?
Oh yes. So when HOT came out here and they did a big concert at the Forum back in 1990, I want to say 6. It was like the biggest concert at the time. And this was like SES, Jin Yushan. I'm saying all these names from the 90s. But yeah, I went to their concert and got to meet them. It was pretty cool.
Wow.
Imagine if like you're a big BTS fan and you got to meet them and go backstage. I mean, you'd probably die. So that's how I was.
Right. Well, that's all good memories, right? All right. Well, go back to the musical Accidental Joy. Now we're going to hear about some ballads number.
Yes, it's called Till It's Given Away, and it's sung by Tyron Perry, and that's the woman who plays the lead character Joy.
I came to be an answer, been both high and low. Although I loved with all I own, I've got precious little to show. My feet moved out of time, I stumbled toward the light, always keeping you in mind. I gave all my love away, I gave it up every day. Love isn't really love till it's given away. And in the end, what matters is I aimed for the sky, and I found so many hearts like mine, aching but destined to fly. Our feet moved out of time, we stumbled towards the light, always keeping love in mind. I always barely missed it. It seems I always fumble things, taking chances, crossing lines, and keeping so much love on the inside. Never finding love till I gave all our love away. I gave it up every day. Love isn't really love till you give it away. Till you give it away.
That was a Till It's Given Away from the main character Joy, right?
Yes.
Yeah, it was very appealing.
Yes, it's such a beautiful, heartfelt song. I mean, the woman who sings it, her name is Tyron, and she's such a powerhouse.
Yeah.
But she sings with so much emotion.
Yeah.
And so that song is actually at a point in the story where she's saying like, look, I came here because I love, you know, I gave my love to everybody, you know, and she realizes that's the part of the story where she realizes you have to have self-love. You can't look to other people for answers.
Right. All right. So we're here with Linda Jo, producer of a musical, Accidental Joy. So the Accidental Joy show is going to be this Saturday?
Yes, this Saturday. Oh, wow, it's this Saturday. This Saturday.
A lot of things, too.
It's really fast now. This Saturday, June 29th at 8 p.m. at the Montalban Theater, and it's in Hollywood.
Yeah, you know, we need your support. Well, Saturday, so it's like only, you know, 5-6 days away. Can you give us some ticket to kind of, we could do a giveaway
Oh, yes,
for
absolutely.
our show?
Yeah, would love to give them to your audience members, to your listeners.
Okay. So we're going to announce it on the social media. So just let us know you guys need a ticket. I want to see the musical, and we're going to give it to you. So probably we just put the name on the we call or something, whatever the easier way.
That'd be the easiest. And if you show up, please come find me. You will see me running around again, doing everything. So please come say hello. I would love to meet you and say hi.
Yeah, there's like a tall Korean girl is like running around everywhere.
That's the only Korean girl running around. So you will see me there.
And then, you know, it's a very important, any Asian actors or actress, they're on the TV series or films, and then your support is really more than important than anything, because you know, TV or anything like that, you know, I've been interviewed some other people before, and then they say, well, I mean, I need your support for the viewership, all those kind of things, and engagement. If I don't have a support, I'm gonna get kicked out, basically.
Right.
So we definitely need your support for Linda Jo and also for the musical Accidental Joy. So thank you so much for today. And then Linda Jo is a producer, and this is musical Accidental Joy is her passion project, and then she's a K-pop lover, so We Korea definitely show your support.
Thank you so much for having me, and thank you everyone for listening.
I know, and then just those of you who was wondering about where the Marcos go.
Oh yeah, Marcus had to leave because this entire week is our rehearsals for the show.
Wow.
So I was like, go do your job, and then I'll do mine.
I know.
Teamwork.
I know. And then Linda, you're gonna join with the whole team after this show.
Yes, right after
well,
this.
thank you so much. It's early in the morning for any of us, but
I don't sleep, remember? So it's okay.
Oh, you already finished your 3-hour sleep?
Yes.
Oh, okay. But I really appreciate you here for live for Re Korea radio station, and hopefully we can talk about your next project and next big shows, you know, after this. And all the best, and then break the leg.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Thank you so much. And then we're gonna play.
감사합니다.
감사합니다. We're gonna play the very last song called Painted
Painted
Lady.
Lady.
Could you explain a little bit about this song?
Sure. So it's two characters, Neve Lapel, who's a spiritual guru, and then Joy, who is the main character. So basically, Joy is asking the guru, how did you get your powers? Can you tell me how you got your powers? And Neve, she tells her background. She used to be kind of like you know, that Julia Roberts character in Pretty Woman. That used to be her background. And then she was chosen to be a special, you know, spiritual leader.
All right.
It's a very sexy, sort of jazzy, kind of Chicago style number.
Oh, okay. Can't wait to hear that. Well, again, you know, all the best for this Saturday show. It's only one show, guys, so just don't miss it. Musical Accidental Joy. It's on the Hollywood Montalban Theater. Montalban Theater. So don't miss it. I'm going, and then I'm gonna find you who's running around. All right. Thank you so much. 감사합니다.
Thank you, everyone. 감사합니다.
Is this my first step in getting my powers for that?
Whatever you want, Joy.
Neve, you think you could tell me how you got them, like where it happened out here and all that?
If I tell you, will you go far, far away?
Yeah.
Imagine a girl with one direction, straight to the bottom. So many men in her collection. All she had to do was call.
You were a big old groupie, huh?
Fill her up, but always bring her down. She was you.
By the looks of things, oh yeah.
Like a ripped pair of stockings on the avenue abused.
Is that you? That's you. Neat. You were a
Lady.
Yes.
Lady.
Her base desire, she never understood. Stoked the fire inside, but took her deep into the woods where the flames burn hot upon her naked skin.
The woods?
Something said, stop, you're more than where you've been.
Painted. Follow the stream. Lady. As it ebbs and flows. Painted. Turn right at the fork. Right at the fork, lady. Where the north wind blows.
She stood at the feet of a creature tall as the sky with bright eyes, no features, beckoned her into a clearing where the lonely stump laid and the girl sat down and it began to say,
We have been moving space and time in search of the one that fate designed, empowered to change both hearts and minds.
Rain was falling and the moon was high.
Will you not take your rightful place?
Is this where it happens?
Enlighten the world, the human
Ooh,
race.
you better take it.
Shepherd them before it's too late.
Wind was howling on that special night.
the creature offered me a sacred stone, placed it around my neck, and I heard a great shout.
Open the gates!
Open the gates.
Lady, don't turn away!
Don't turn away.
Lady,
Painted.
lady, lady, lady.
And then the clouds parted and I was lifted into the sky by the aliens. I saw the world for the first time with open eyes. Like in a dream, they appeared to me, made sweet love to me.
What?
Yes, sweet love to me. They were thin but strong. How they turned me on to their smooth, seductive ways. I was safe, safe, safe.
Okay.
Painted. Lady. Painted. Lady.
It's almost 10 o'clock, guys. You're here with We Korea. Good morning, K-Town. I'm your host, the Ginseng Baby, Kelly Che. I'm going to be here tomorrow for more K-pop, more K-Town news, and more K-culture. I'll see you tomorrow, guys. 안녕. Ciao. Goodbye.